Episode 8. Welcome to it. No sponsor for episode 8 here. Mostly because I didn't have a joke lined up. Usually I will say some stupid shit like the Bullpen League, sponsored by the Bullpen podcast. I don't know, dog. I didn't have a joke opening it up this one, but hey, you saw the title. First half MVPs. We've got 2 months left in the season here, and I just uploaded episode 56 as well. Day of this upload, August 1st. I learned as of about 15 minutes ago that the last day of the MLB season is September 29th. So we don't even get to touch October this year, which kind of sucks because it feels like you cheat a little bit when you get to October, like, second or third or something. You usually don't get too much further. Maybe the 4th. Maybe. Probably not the 5th. That's pretty deep. But, yeah, we got about 2 months left. So I figure if there's ever a time to try to name some first half MVPs here for each team, this could be the time. And, if you're in the league and you happen to give this a listen and you think I'm fucking wrong, please give me a holler because I prepared this in haste and I didn't think to ask y'all, who you thought your MVP was. I took an educated look myself. So if you hard disagree, please let me know. I would be happy to hear about it because it's not my fucking team. So yeah, let me know who it is. Let me know who's pulling the fucking weight, dog. So scoring check-in. We've got Shit-Ass 99 remains in first place with 76.5 points. He has jumped quite a bit. I have here that since this past Friday, which will be about a week ago, he's jumped 5 points since then. So he is starting to gain some more traction, treading upward there, and leading in a good handful of categories and just doing damn well. Got Jason Foley in a trade for myself from the Dick Trickle fan club. Executed that trade. I want to say I think I talked about it in the previous episode. So at this point it's been a couple weeks, but that might give him some save help. The guy that I got in that trade, Schreiber, he got fucking hurt and I dropped him. So. There you go. That's a good win there. A clear winner on that trade. So that's how it goes. But it's always fun. Roll the dice and see what the fuck happens. So as I said, Shit-Ass 99 first place. In a tie for second place, we've got the Dick Trickle fan club, the team of myself, who's up 2 spots from last week, and the Francisco Lindor hate club. Both teams 63 points. The FLHC's up by 1 spot in the standings since last episode. Yep, that's where we're at. Mets 270, 61 points, maintaining in 4th place. Junior Mafia bringing it in 5th with 57.5. And the Stubby Clapped, took a slight tumble, but he's still within striking distance at 51.5 points in 6th place. But I tell you, that 6th place slot can be a fucking death trap sometimes, as you can, by the previous, I think, 6 episodes of this fucking show, I was in 6th place, except maybe the first one. So at least 5. I was, and if I was consistent with the fucking schedule, it'd be more than that, too. So, yeah, think about that shit. So, the 6th place spot can be a little fucking scary. So, I think the Stubman's got it, though, a good day or 2 probably gets you out of that spot. It took my team forever, though. So I'm just saying, it took my team fucking forever to get out of 6th place. And Shit-Ass is still taking it, though. He's still leading the way. And 7th place, we got Frat Matt with 33.5 points. Still holding it down in there, as well as Nipsey Hussle rounding it up in 8th, 26 points. We're watching that race close down there. They've been chilling 7 and 8 for quite a while, but they're still within pretty close of each other. If it'll depend on who comes back from injury, and that could turn some tides. That could, maybe swing something. And this week, going forward, I'm going to do something new in these episodes. There's actually a setting on Fantrax where you can see the projected standings. So I just ran through the standings there. Again, I won't run through it again. You can fucking rewind. So we're going to run the projections. We're going to see where we're at. Live recording. As of right now, the projections say the Francisco Lindor Hate Club and the Dick Trickle Fan Club tie in first place with 66 points each. Shit-Ass 99 in third place with 62. Mets 270, 61 points in fourth. Junior Mafia in fifth and 60 points. Stubby Clapped 55 in sixth place. And then Frat Matt in seventh and Nipsey Hussle in eighth. But those two are only separated by 2 points according to these projections. So Frat Matt's projected 32 points in the standings. Now Nipsey's got 30. That dial can change. That shit can happen, and we could have something crazy going down at the end. Also, the projection of me and Mitch being projected the ones to tie currently is fucking crazy, because Jared's team is ripping us a new one. And also, if anyone ties for first place, that's going to be annoying. That's just not going to be ideal at all. And that could be, I feel like that can you blame the person who made the league if the first year of the league motherfuckers tie in first place? Like, is that, you probably can. You probably, in all honesty, could make that argument. Be like, what the fuck league did you make in 1 year? You have 1 year of it, and they tie. That would just be fucking hilarious. We'll have to figure something out. I don't know if we could have a tie. This isn't fucking soccer. But anyway, that's what the projections say. So if you give a shit, there you go. As I've said before, that we've got standings. Of course we have fucking standings. Divisions, So here are the division standings out in the West. Francisco Lindor Hate Club is up by a point over my team, the Dick Trickle Fan Club, followed by Mets 270 in third, and Junior Mafia only behind Mets by a point there. So they're, the division race out there is tight. And then in the East, we got Shit-Ass 99, again, trekking along, 42.5 points in the division. Stubby Clapped 33.5 in second. Frat Matt 24, and then Nipsey Hussle in 20. In fourth. 420. He's in fourth place, and he's got 20 points. There you go. So there's the standings. The projected standings, those are fucking cool. In every episode, going down the stretch here, we're gonna pay attention to that, and I think it'll be a nice little tool. We can gauge where the fucking algorithm thinks we're gonna go. So again, and somewhere else I see it going. One of my first notes here. I'm trying to get back on. We're getting back on the script, you could say. One of my first notes here. Stubby Clapped was in fourth place a week ago. He was in fourth place a week ago. He's now in sixth, that dreaded sixth spot. 2 months left. We're going to see what the Stubman's going to do. I'm excited to see what the fuck happens. So far this league has shown, if you're in the 1 through 6 bracket, you got time. As we get closer down the stretch, that may not be the case. It could be, maybe top 4 are really in the hunt. We'll fucking see. That's the fun of doing this show, dog. We get to fucking see. A few more notes here, and one of those notes is going to be related to some rule adjustments that we're going to do. I'm going to save that shit for the end, and then I'm going to... I don't know what timestamp it's going to be in the fucking episode yet, but for the fellers in the league, when I send that shit in the group chat, I'm going to give you the timestamp for when I talk about the new rules shit. So if you give a fuck, you can, just go to it. So I'm also saying that out loud so I remember myself. So, everybody works different. My last note here before I run through these first half MVPs. Uh, I've in this league, saves and holds count. They're each their own category, and there's starting pitcher slots and there's relief pitcher slots. And in the first year of the league, that's how we did it. That's something that could change in the future. The exact positioning, because Fantrax lets you customize everything. And so after the first year of this, I'm gonna have a whole fucking off season to think about how to structure this fucking thing. And we're gonna add 2 teams, and we're going to. I've kind of thought out how we're gonna do the keepers and the draft, and again, we're gonna get to that shit, but it'll be fucking cool. So anyway, back to my fucking point. There's starting pitcher slots and relief pitcher slots. And there are certain pitchers, like Hunter Gaddis, who has eligibility at both those positions. So there's 4, what do we have? There's 4 relief pitcher slots, 5 starting pitcher slots. You can have 4 relievers in your bullpen, as you would. You can have 4 of them. And then a guy like Hunter Gaddis, you can throw him in one of the starting pitcher slots because you're not going to have 5 starting pitchers pitching every day. So you could have 3 starting pitchers pitching in one day, and you can still sneak in another reliever or 2 in those starting pitcher slots. And that's what I started doing because I'm trying to catch up in fucking holds. So, and I've been doing it for a little while, so I figured now was the time to mention it. So I think that's been the structure and everything, we could switch it up next year. I'm sure some stuff will be different. We'll change some stuff and take some league votes maybe. Who the fuck knows? But I figured I would mention that because I felt like a really smart feller or a fart smeller, depending on your country of origin, when I discovered that. So I've been doing that. Fucking sick. First half MVPs, though. Shit-ass 99, I think it would be fair to say Jose Ramirez has got to be the first half MVP. I mean, it's hard to see anybody else because this dude is leading in RBIs. I don't know if he's at the very top. He's not at the top of the American League because I think it's Aaron Judge. But Jose Ramirez, 27 home runs, 87 RBIs, 20 stolen bases too. I didn't even think about that. That is some sneaky value. And hitting 275 as of August 1st, real early. So that's, fucking nuts there. Second place, tied for second place actually. Juan Soto for the Dick Trickle fan club. And Aaron Judge for the Francisco Lindor Hate Club. That's kind of funny. Some New York war shit, I guess. Francisco, I'll have to ask the team owner what he thinks of Lindor's performance, because I think he's gotten it together a little bit. So we'll have to see about that. See if anything's changed. Probably not. Can't blame him. So Aaron Judge, monster fucking year. Juan Soto also doing the same. Who the fuck knows if, I hope the Yankees throw the bag at him, though. I do want to see him keep playing as a Yankee. I am not apologetic about it at all. But he's definitely my first half MVP. I'm happy to say that was a first round draft pick I had zero doubt about. And I was been very happy with the results. Mets 270, our 4th place team. Bobby Witt Jr. is having a fucking cow of a season. I saw that he is leading the American League in batting average. And actually, I think he's leading all of baseball in fucking batting average, hitting 349. And he's one of those dudes who just does everything. 19 home runs so far. 24 stolen bases. Again, hitting for average like a motherfucker. I mean, that is just obscene. That is just nuts. So I think it'd be fair to say, Mets, I think that's your MVP. Grimace is the MVP of the real Mets, but Bobby Witt Jr., I think is your MVP. Junior Mafia, I don't know if I was able to make a clear fucking decision, but we're going to see if I can sort this out right here. I'm going to say Marcell Ozuna. He's hitting 300. He's got 30 fucking home runs. Marcell Ozuna could win the fucking Triple Crown. It's within reach. I saw that today. Apparently it's within reach. But you know what? Elly De La Cruz, not a terrible batting average at 262. 55 stolen bases. I mean, that guy pretty much guarantees that you win that category. You know, if you just have a couple supporting cast members that steal bases and you have Elly De La Cruz, you are fucking cooking. It's incredible. He's got Steven Kwan, too. That's fucking crazy. I just noticed that. Steven Kwan, also on Junior Mafia, up there in fucking average, hitting 332 currently, but was hitting like fucking almost 400 for a little bit, and everybody was losing their tits. So I'll say Marcell Ozuna, but I mean, I think I just convinced myself this team's got three. The Stub Man, Stubby Clapped, his MVP, I really think was his 30th overall draft choice. Jarren Duran has done a little bit of fucking everything. He was an All-Star Game MVP. That doesn't mean shit for fantasy, but I'll bring it up. But drafting a guy last and having him be this fucking crucial to the team, I just can't go in a separate direction there. So Spencer Davis, the fella who was in the second episode, in which I had a guest, oh shit, speaking of, next episode, that'll have a fucking guest, August 9th, my boy, Brendan, I call him Peen, that's just, that's been his nickname forever, you know, I'm sure that'll get fucking discussed, I call him Peen, you know, you'll find out why when we do the fucking podcast, but you know, that's been the nickname for a while, he's a great friend. He's the owner of Junior Mafia, actually. And if you wanted to hear Spencer Davis talk some baseball, episode 45 of the Bullpen podcast was Spencer's episode. So we've got a couple episodes. We'll have a couple episodes under our belt with members of the league. So that'll be cool. I mean, it's not at all fantasy baseball geared at all, but you know, it's a fun line to draw, I guess. I mean, fuck it. You know, friends of the show. Just figured I'd keep y'all in the loop. 7th place, Frat Matt. He's got the best possible, probable. You might disagree, but best player in all of baseball, Shohei Ohtani. Probably going to win the fucking MVP, assuming he stays healthy all year. I mean, he's just had a crazy good season. Apparently the best DH season ever. He's stealing bases and shit. DHs don't do that. He does, though. I mean, he's hitting a damn good average. He hit a home run off Paul Skeens after he struck out, though. I mean, Shohei is just an absolute fucking force, and I wish I would have thought to draft his ass, but Frat Matt's been able to enjoy some history, for sure. And Nipsey Hussle's MVP, I was going to say it was Kyle Tucker. Kyle Tucker was an absolute menace this whole fucking season before he got hurt. He's been hurt a little while at this point. Oh, okay, I was tripping out for a second. I thought the recording wasn't recording. That would have been a problem. So anyway, it was going to be Kyle fucking Tucker. If he was still healthy and assuming he was still on his tear up to this point, easily it would have been Kyle Tucker. But we're going to say Bryce Harper. Bryce Harper missed a little bit of time, but he's been having a damn good fucking year. And so he's managed to stay not hurt, and he's having a damn good year. I have him in one of my other leagues, the more competitive 11-team league where I have yet to win it. I've talked about that league before. I've got Bryce Harper in that league, and I've enjoyed it quite a bit. So Nipsey, we'll say that's your MVP. He's still Will Smith, if Will Smith started off hot, but he's over there as well. I thought about him too, but it's looking like Bryce. So yeah, there are your first half MVPs. Again, they have yet to be verified by the owners. They're chosen out of my own discretion. So, I will make that note again. I will make that disclaimer. But yeah, there's 8 MVPs there, all putting together damn good seasons, and being real helpful to the 8 teams of the inaugural Bullpen League. So I'm gonna try to run through all of these rule adjustments and bullshit as fast as I can here, so that I can, one, finish this fucking episode, and two, then go make these rule changes on Fantrax at what will be very late for everybody. And I most of the boys, I think, are in Central Standard Time. I'm not. Good chance they get a bunch of notifications at 4 a.m. that I'm changing league rules and shit. So I apologize in advance, but in trade, I'm gonna run through this shit quickly here. So at the start of the season, one rule that was overlooked that I didn't think would be surpassed is I thought that it would be difficult to exceed 200 starts. But with the way that this league is, I mean, I don't know if it's because the league, how the league was formatted or what, but there's like 3 or 4 teams that are on pace for like way over 200 fucking starts. So I'm adjusting it to 300 starts, and that'll give way to, if you really want to, you can just stack that shit up until the season ends. If you want to try to get if you want to try to get a starting pitcher every fucking day, then I guess you can do that. There's no transaction limit. You could really do that shit and, try to catch up to shit ass, or, you could get creative, do whatever, but that opportunity could be there. I'm not going to do that shit, but yeah, we're going to move it to 300. That shit'll be hard to reach, I think. Again, that's TBD for next year, but, we're not worried about that yet. So I figured out how I wanted to go about doing the players that are kept for next year. Again, I intended for this to, be a keeper league where for anybody who wants to be in the league next year, they'll get to bring 3 players from their current team along with them. So, you can start your team with knowing you have those 3 players, and, you can kind of game plan around that and know that you've got those guys on your team already, and enjoy the benefit of having a little bit of a team already. I don't know, man. I think it'll be fucking fun. So yeah, for anybody who's sticking around for next year, they'll be able to have 3 players that they keep from their current roster and hold on to for next year. So, and the way that'll even out as far as the draft. So I'm wanting to add 2 more teams for next year, and I'm wanting to get it to 10 teams in the league. So we'll have 10 teams, and if we, say the same 8 teams are in the league next year, plus 2 new ones, that would give, what is that? That's math. That would give 24 players that would be off the board, because, 3 players a team, by that math, 24 players off the board, which frees up 24 draft picks that will somehow be distributed to the new teams. And I say that with a question mark because I still kind of have to figure it out. I know in Fantrax I can entirely customize the draft order, so we'll do a league poll or something. Again, there's plenty of time before this fucking draft. I'm just bullshitting about it. And there's going to be 2 new teams coming in who, their disadvantage is the 24 some players that they have no chance to get at all. But then I feel like it evens out in a way because, they will have the opportunity to say, because if a player who is drafted in the first round is kept by that team, the way I'm thinking it'll even out is if it's a first round draft pick, then we could say that means you lose a second round draft pick, because I want everybody to still have their first round picks. But, you know, keeping a first round draft choice is going to be a damn valuable player. And so then, you know, I feel like that evens out with, you know, a second round pick there that's pretty good, and you still get the first round pick, you know. So I feel like that's a decent way to do it. And, you know, that'll probably be the system for how the keeper shit works for this year. Again, you know, I'll ask some of the fellers, and I'll be open to whatever ideas. I'm pretty set on wanting to do 3 players for each team. I'm pretty set on that. But as far as, you know, the semantics of everything after that, it's still up for debate for sure. But it's that's what I'm thinking for right now as we stand August 1st. And that's how it'll work. So, you know, you'll have to lose a subsequent that's a word and a half. You'll lose a subsequent draft pick for each keeper. And if it's a keeper, and if it's a player you're keeping that you picked up off the waiver wire during the year, I'll be real with you. I don't know how I'm going to measure that in a draft pick, but we're going to eyeball it or figure out some kind of actual system before the draft. But I'll be real, yeah, I don't know exactly how I'm going to fucking handle that yet either. But, you know, that's where we're at. So, yeah, that's how that shit's going to work. We're going to expand to 10 teams. The league will shift a little bit, and that'll be cool. And, yeah, I'm going to take a hard look at, you know, the structure of everything and, you know, ask the fellers what they think about certain stuff. And it'll be fun to really, you know, take a lot of time to get a game plan going in. You know, the first year of this has been really fucking fun. And, you know, I've said it plenty of times, I'm a big fucking nerd for this fantasy baseball shit. And this show's a part of that too. And again, I don't do much else besides just look at my fucking fantasy baseball teams. I mean, I work in an office. I mean, it's, you know, if I get a notification that one of my dudes hit a home run, I mean, it gives me life. It gives me fucking life. I mean, seriously. My voice is getting fucking hoarse. Last note, the Bullpen League trade deadline will be August 25th. Damn, that was a big-ass firework or something. I gotta wrap up this fucking episode and see what the fuck that was. I think it was a firework, but it made me jump. But anyway, August 25th at midnight Central Standard Time will be the trade deadline for us. It's a Sunday. I figured midnight Central Time's the easiest because, again, I'm the only one not in Central Time. So we're going to do that. There's the trade deadline. The deadline for letting me know about what players you want to keep, we'll fucking say that's October 1st. That's fine with me. I'm pretty sure I can edit the rosters and do whatever the fuck I need to do as the commissioner in there. So just let me know on October 1st, I guess. Again, I don't know what that big fucking boom was, and it's quiet now, but goddamn. Free agents, Jackson Holliday just got called up. Second base, shortstop eligibility. Colt Keith for the Tigers has been pretty good. Second base, third base. Cody Bellinger recently cut. I think he got cut by the first place team. Shit-ass 99 said, "Get the fuck out of here." Tanner Beebe was cut from my team. The Dick Trickle fan club said, "Get the fuck out of here." He's a free agent as well. Cody Bellinger, I think he just got back from injury. Again, first place team, he's doing damn good. He doesn't need him. Michael Wacha, having a pretty good year. And Aroldis Chapman, he's been getting some holds. He could get some more save opportunities if David Bednar fucks up. Who knows? And Chad Green is the closer for the Blue Jays, the struggling Blue Jays. And may not be a ton of saves, but he's got a low ERA. and he's labeled as a closer. So anybody who needs saves, there's an option there. So I think that's all I got. I'll have to see about that boom. I mean, all seems quiet. I guess it's fine. My voice is getting. I try to think of a different animal that's not a horse. It doesn't fucking matter. If you're still listening to this point, I do appreciate it very much. This was a fun one. 2 months left in the season, and the fantasy baseball, I enjoy it quite a bit. And we've got we're getting down the stretch here, and it'll be fun to see. I know we'll have at least 4 more episodes, probably more. I'll set on a number that I want to call season 1 of this. So we'll once I know that, I'll be talking about it. That's all this is, just me fucking talking about shit. Yeah, shit ass 99 leading the way. Still, congrats to him. 2 months left in the season. And, yeah, this was fun. Thanks again for listening.